Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're having a wonderful Thursday. Today we're going to be talking about Gala V2, the token migration. We're also going to be touching base on the first official kill of the mother on Mirandus. This is classy. If you enjoy the channel, as always, like and subscribe. We cover Gala, we cover Web3 gaming pretty much every single day at this point. So, as always, let's do it. Okay, so I've got a little bit of a tutorial here. Bitbender, he is the Path of the Berserker, aka the president of blockchain at Gala Games. A lot of people in the comment section have been asking me in regards to how you can personally find your V2 tokens. First off, I have to be 100% transparent in terms of Gala Games tokens. I don't really hold a lot of them, but the ones I do hold, I hold them on my profile. As you can see here, I have my Gala Ethereum. 5.4 thousand is like $100 worth. I have a lot more in NFTs, but this is kind of where my Gala bag goes in terms of extension. Now, here's the deal. You're going to notice that I got a deposit very recently of my Gala tokens. You're going to also notice that it doesn't say Gala V2, it just says Gala. A Gala V2 is literally just Gala. It's simple as that. It's called Gala. It's not going to be anything crazy when you find it. For the people that are wondering in their decentralized wallets, remember I infamously said that decentralized wallets are going to be the place to put your Gala V1 to get your V2. You're going to have to do the following steps. Here's how to check if you've received the V2 Gala. First step is to go to etherscan.com and enter in your Ethereum address you use for Ledger or whatever wallet you would like to use. Put it in the box with the red arrow. It will be a string starting with 0x. Now, this is literally your Ethereum address. I think I hold a little bit of Gala on. No, it's not going to show up. Okay. But pretty much you'd put your address and then you would go to a page that looks like this. This is literally the page that shows up when you put your address. Click on this token transfers and then you're going to see this mint bulk transaction. They're just minting in bulk, right? The V2 tokens. And you're going to see your tokens. It's as simple as that. They're saying the drop is almost done. They're down to people who have less than 100 Gala and who are doing those addresses now. There's 80,000 addresses left. Pretty much everything's been done. It's actually pretty impressive that they've done this. And, there are a couple people that got hit in the crossfire of it in terms of decentralized contracts and smart contracts and all the different stuff. But overall, in terms of a contract migration, that is the extension of my knowledge on Gala V2. And there it is. Now, next thing I want to talk about is in regards to the Web3 gaming ecosystem. I've been hearing a lot of people talk about the fact that they don't think that games in this ecosystem are any good. I've been playing a lot of Spider Tanks. By the way, this channel is not sponsored right now. We haven't been sponsored for a pretty long time. And we just kind of like the games, right? I've been playing a ton of Spider Tanks lately. And I've said this a million times, like we cover games on this channel because like we actually like the games. And there's a big reason you don't see a lot of other games on this channel because I'm just playing a ton of it. I used to know Life League of Legends. I'm like a one-trick maxi. AKA, I play a lot of one game. So I've played 1,463 matches of Spider Tanks. Just very quickly, I think people are a little bit confused in regards to how Spider Tanks operates in its in-game economy. It's really hard to withdraw Silk. Silk is like the token you use in the game. It couldn't be further from a Ponzi because if anybody tried to cash out just plainly, you would pretty much not be able to. You'd destroy your honor level and you'd be earning nothing ever again. I would say it's closer to a honeypot syndrome, but it's different because of the fact that they're not trying to make you sell Silk on the open market. Instead, what they're trying to do on Spider Tanks is they're trying to make people buy NFTs and then sell the NFTs on the open market. And if there's demand for the NFTs, then there you go. Also, it's extremely hard to earn in this game if you're not a deity player. If you're not the highest ranked player, you're probably not going to be earning a lot. So this creates a gaming ecosystem that heavily incentivizes people that are better, or you could just play for fun. I was literally looking at the floor prices for common tanks on Spider Tanks. At this point, it's like $10 to $20 to get a common tank on Spider Tanks. Of course, you want to upgrade it. And at that point, I believe it's around 300 to 400 Silk. It does get expensive. I'm not going to sugarcoat that at all. but it's just something in the Gala Games ecosystem, which I feel like at some point it was extremely expensive to get into, but it's quickly becoming cheaper and cheaper and cheaper and cheaper and cheaper until the point where I feel like, well, obviously, like the game is, you know, it has a pilot program that's free to play, but I feel like it's going to get to the point where people are going to be able to own their own assets. And I mean, some guy can get in with $0. Maybe he wants to spend $10 at some point. He gets a maxed out Generation 5 tank or something like that. Doesn't earn a lot, but it plays well in the game and he just wants to have fun with it. I think that's where this game is heading. And I think that that's the point where like we can talk about like the games are good enough. It's just we have to play catch up in this industry right now. Crypto is really slow right now. And like, look at this. A Web3 game hitting #1 in strategy games in France. This is insane, by the way. Cross the Ages. I've never heard of this game before. Cross the Ages hits #1 on the top charts in France. Isn't that absurd that games in Web3 are hitting #1 at this point? And this is only the beginning of this. I mean, this is just one of many different Web3 games that are going to begin to get that sort of mass adoption scale where they start to hit tops of charts and they consistently stay there. That's where I think this industry is headed. Next thing I want to touch base on was the 20 billion coins that Gala burnt. For the people that were questioning me in regards to the circulating supply, I think this is a good question, by the way, because if you go onto CoinMarketCap and you look up Gala, you're going to notice one thing, and that one thing is that the circulating supply says 6.9 billion Gala. This is actually wrong. This is Gala pretty much on the exchanges that you've got there and on Ethereum. Remember that we have Gyri and we have all these different places that Gala is now being produced from. The real circulating supply is somewhere around the range of 25 to 30 billion. And so the real answer here in regards to this burn was, well, for one, here you go, there's 2 billion right there. Then there's like 4 billion there, it's 6 billion. And then you've got 15 billion extra, right? And that's all coming from Gala's wallet where they got distributions, and that's a ton of wallet that they could have easily used to fund the project, but they said that it was critical to address to the community the potential of, you know, an exit scam that could happen here. So what they did was they literally burnt $600 million worth of Gala to show to the community that they're here and willing to grow with the ecosystem and only getting money from the actual ecosystem's growth rather than them just minting a bunch of tokens and then just taking profit on that, which I think is beautiful. I think it's really beautiful what they're doing here. The next thing I want to talk about is the Creator Cup. Now, this is the official first Gala Creator Cup. I'm going to be hosting this. I'm going to get 12 creators, which I've already done, and we're going to be going at it in Spider Tanks. Spider Tanks is a game by Game Media on the Gala Games platform. This is brought to you by Community Gaming and Gala Games themselves, so big shout out to both parties here. And this overall is to gain more exposure in the Spider Tanks ecosystem. I think Spider Tanks is an awesome game. It's the game by far that I've played the most in Gala. And this is not to say that I'm just going to be like a maxi on every game on the Gala Games ecosystem. For example, I know a lot of people on the channel love Townstar, but I think it's really important to tell people that I don't just like every game. I don't like Townstar. It's a game where you have to get AFK farming. There's a lot of city building and planning and strategy, but it's really slow, and you need to own a lot of these NFTs to be able to compete. Personally, it's just not my game, right? But the thing is, this is the game for a lot of different people, and that's the thing you need to stress in ecosystems, whereas you don't need to just like every game. You can like one game a lot. All it realistically takes is one game that you really enjoy to be able to play and participate in an ecosystem, and that's really how it should continue to be. Something else I wanted to show was the fact that the mother has been slain on Mirandus. The mother is the prized possession of pretty much everybody in Mirandus right now. Mirandus is the largest flagship title on the Gala Games ecosystem. It's supposed to be an MMORPG, very hard to kill. So you can see there's like 40 people hitting this thing with maxed out gear, and they were able to finally kill the mother. And by the way, the people killing that, they're there playing or playtest. Person that kills it takes a share of a 250,000 Materium prize pool. It's like $40,000. So it's a lot of money to say the least. But overall, I hope I got you guys up to speed on what's happening in the Gala Games ecosystem. With this being said, this is classy. I hope you enjoyed the video. Till the next time, stay classy, and that's all.